Hi, I'm Monty McKinnon. Thank you for joining me. We're working on the next segment of our neck, and I've done quite a bit already. As you can see, I've taken off all the clamps, and the neck and the fingerboard are all glued together. Everything is just fine. We've got the Starbond glue into the ends here of the just wrapped right around these inserts just so that they won't give way on me. And I actually put a little more just to be sure, because that's what I do. And we've got caulking inside here, so there'll be no vibration from the truss rod whatsoever, and it's all going to be good. So what I did, after I took the clamps off, these are the wings that were sitting out here like this, and that's the way this thing looked at the time when we finished our last video. What I did next is I raised the guard on the bandsaw so that I had about this much of the blade exposed, and then I take this and very carefully come in close to the edge and I just slice it up there, but you can't slice it like this because of the bottom here, the boot. So I've got to raise it up like this, so you got to be very careful when you're doing that your blade doesn't run off and run into this. So I managed to do that. I've got these pieces cut off. This is all scrap now. And I've started to plane and to shape this. Now before I did that, I drew a center line down the neck here and up onto the post. I will put a piece of probably Brazilian rosewood, because that's what this is, on here as a cap. But in order to make sure I got this right, I took it and I bumped it up against the sander, so I got a bit of a slope, because the guitar body, the back comes down like this, and I want it to continue on. So I've got that there. I'll put that on shortly so that when I finish this, I know that it's all going to be right, because we're going to sand all of this and shoe polish it and all of that kind of stuff. So we've started to work on this, and that's really great. Now, I just want to show you again, because I know there's a lot of people interested in the jigs that I use. Now, this is simply a sheet of plywood. It's a 1/2 inch piece of plywood. It's 21 inches long. And look at that, it stands all by itself. I got that well balanced, don't I? I don't know how I did that. Let's just check that out. Okay, hand steady. 21 inches, and I know this is a foot high to the top of this, so that means that underneath here it's about 11.5 inches, because this piece here, under here, there's a piece of plywood that is glued onto the top here, and that brings it up to 12 inches. Now, this little piece under here, I don't know if I thought I had it on both sides, but I don't. I have it over here, and I have it on here, and up in here. That's just a support piece, just to keep this from rocking, because what I did is I ended up putting some rubber on the top here. Just bought some at one of the hobby stores, cut it, glued it on there, and it's all good. Now the reason for the 3 slots is because I've got my workbench here, and of course it's got the 2 posts to guide it, and then the anvil to tighten it up. So there it is. It's all in place, and it's perfect. So it's portable, and you'll love having this. This is a valuable tool, even for other things. Now, this section up in here, this measures about 11 inches right into here. And what I've done is I've rounded this piece here on both sides, and all this is 2 pieces of plywood that are running like this, 8 inches long, and then up at the end I put a filler piece in here and clamped it and glued it. So this is hollow down here. I put a bolt through here so that I can move this up or move it down depending on what I'm working on. Now, obviously, when this is down, it's longer, right? Let's see how long that is right to the tip. That's 26 inches. This piece here is 2.5 inches. The width of this up here is 3 3/4. This piece, which is going to rest on here, is 2.5, and this is 4. So you can make that any dimension you want, a little bigger, a little smaller, doesn't matter. This piece here runs 6 inches, and it runs right underneath here, and then I simply put an extension on it and a little piece here so that I could screw down the clamp here, that's all. Now the beauty of this is you just simply put this into place and you clamp it down. Now, let me just explain this. There are some grooves here. Actually, I didn't make these wide enough. I would have liked them a little wider. I'd like to have it a little closer to the front and a little closer to the back. And the reason for that is that I'll take the calipers here and I want to be able to get them in underneath the neck in order to find out how thick I'm taking the neck. And this just needs to be up a little further, so I'll have to actually take that off. And this works out pretty good to where I want it. So that allows me to get an accurate measurement from the top of the fretboard to the bottom of the neck, so I don't take it down too low and end up ruining the neck. Now, at this end, it's going to be about 810 thousandths of an inch. This is going to be about 910, maybe 820 and 920, somewhere in around there. It depends on how it feels in the hand and the person that's going to be playing it, what his hand is like. If he has a big hand and he can reach around there, or does he have a small hand and he needs it smaller. Now, we've got this cut off here. We've got a center line drawn along here. Now what I have is a curved spokeshave, and I have a flat spokeshave, and I have a very coarse file. And I will use all 3 of these to shape this. Now, this is the curved one, and it just simply comes in here, and the spokeshave will take off a whole bunch of meat off of this thing. And I don't think it's going to work with that, and I know that won't, but I know this will. So we can do this. Now, because this is so coarse, you have to be careful with this, but it works so well. Now what I'll do is I will come into here just before the nut where I know this is going to be, and I will take this and come across here like this, and I will decrease. I'll put this line in here, and I'm only going to start it. I'm not going to do it all right now, because that's where I'm going to take it down to the depth I want it. But I want to have a volute, so I want this coming down like this and into the neck, at the same as I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take the meat off of this up in here. Now, I can tell you right now, I've got hours. I've got hours of work just doing this right in here. And then I've got to go upstairs and look at the editing of another chapter on the book that I'm writing, the little mystery that I've got on the go, and I think you're going to like it. I've already got in mind what the sequel will be to this book. What's going on with my brain? I don't even think I have one. But whatever it is, it's a sponge, because I've got a whole new idea for the next book that's going to come, and I think it'll be even, well, I'm not saying anymore. You're going to find these books very exciting. These are different kind of books for me. So anyway, let me get back to this and stay focused on this, and I will work on this so that we can get this thing finished right away. This is hours of work, as I said, and we'll get that attended to. But at this point in the build, the most important point is a cup of tea, because if you have the tea, then you have the energy. If you have the energy, then you can do the work. And if you have the energy, you can do good work. If you don't have the energy, you do sloppy work. So let's have a cup of tea, everybody. If you have any questions about what I'm doing here, by all means, shoot them to me. You'll see there's a link down below where you can do that. You can follow me on Twitter. It's just simply at Monty McKinnon, and you can see my different posts that I'll put up there from time to time. I'm on Instagram. There's about 1,700 pictures on Instagram that you can look at the different parts of building a guitar. In addition to that, what I have is about 240 videos on YouTube. So there's all kinds of stuff on the tube if you want to take a look at it on building acoustic guitars. So we've done all of this somewhat before. We're doing some things differently than what we've done before. So I think it may be helpful to you if you're going to build. The purpose of this, by the way, is to encourage you to follow your passion and to do whatever inspires you. I know that not everybody watching this channel is going to subscribe, although I would like you to subscribe. But I also know that maybe you're into building birdhouses, or maybe you're into doing paintings. Maybe you like flower arranging. Maybe you like baking. Whatever it is, do it, because time is going to slip by, and then you're going to say, I wish I had have done something. Folks, I'm now going to be turning 82, and I look at this as 28, not 82. So if I can do this at my age, what can you do? Don't just sit there. Get off the couch, Ralph. Come on, let's go. Let's get up and get going. I don't care if you're in your 30s. I don't care if you're in your 50s or your 60s or if you're 18. You can do something. So let's get together. Let's do it. If you've got problems along the way, write me. I'm happy to answer you. So feel free to comment. And I'll see you, Lord willing, I'll see you in the next video. All right, that's it for me. I got to get back to work.